In this presentation, I'll be explaining how to write intervals. We're going to start by writing only perfect and major intervals because those are all based on the major scale. It would be a good idea to have the circle of fifths page handy if we get to any key signatures that you're unsure of. It's crucial that you get that point right. We'll also look at how to write minor intervals, which is the same process as writing a major interval because they're based on the major scale, and then we'll just need to make a few alterations to make it the proper interval. Starting with the intervals in a major scale, as long as you start from Do and you keep the proper key signature, you're going to have all major or perfect intervals. If we look at an example of C major, we know there are no sharps and no flats. Therefore, anything moving from C and up from there will be either major second, major third, perfect fourth, perfect fifth, major sixth, major seventh, or perfect octave. We're really going to use that to our advantage because as long as we stay with the key signature of the bottom note, then we'll have the proper major and perfect intervals. Let's take an example. Here we have the pitch D, and it's asking for a major third above D. So the first thing we want to do is get in the mindset of D. If you'll notice, there is no key signature here, so that implies it's either C major or just something without a key signature, but we're going to be having the mindset of two sharps, F and C. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to write a major third or a third above the D. And remember, always count that first pitch as one. So D, E, F. F would be a third. Next, we're going to apply the key signature to that top note. We know the key of D has F sharp in it, so we're going to add an F sharp. Then we're done. We know that that is now a major third. Here's another example. Starting on F, and it's asking for a perfect fourth. Well, we know that the major key signature for F major is 1 flat, and that's B flat. So we're going to write a fourth above F, F, G, A, B. As I just said, B's are flat, so we need to alter that to be a B flat. Now that that fits into the key signature, by default it's a perfect fourth. So again, we always base the key signature on whatever the bottom note is on, regardless of what the key signature is in maybe the piece of music. And we just want to set our mindset into that. Okay, and that'll give us a major perfect interval every time. Writing a minor interval follows the exact same process. We're using the major key signatures. Once you have that major or perfect interval, you can make an alteration to create the minor interval. Remember that a minor interval is going to be smaller than its major equivalent, so we're going to be lowering the top pitch. Okay? We never want to alter the bottom one that's been given to us. That'll throw things off. We want to alter the one that we're writing. Some kids get really screwed up on that by changing things around. So here we go. We've got an A written on the staff, and it's asking for a minor sixth. Note that it's a lowercase m. It's very important that you pay attention to those details. So we want to think of the key of A major, which would be 3 sharps, F, C, and G. Next, you're going to write a sixth above that A, B, C, D, E, F. So A to F is a generic sixth. We know the key of A has F sharp. It's the first sharp. So we would raise that up to make it F sharp. Right now we have a major sixth. Okay? We want to make it a minor sixth. So what do we need to do? We need to make it smaller. How do we make it smaller? We're going to shorten the distance between those two by lowering the top note a half step. And that's our last step in this process. It's very important that you don't change the letter name because that would change the interval. We don't want to change the interval number, just the quality. Okay? So to do that, if we have a sharp note, we're going to go down to a natural. If we have a natural note, we're going to go down to a flat. And if you're in the advanced portion of this, you're going to be going from a flat to a double flat. But in our exercises, we probably won't encounter that. So we're going to lower that F sharp back to an F natural, and that will give us the minor sixth. And there's our correct one. Okay, let me show you that again. Here's another example. We've got the note G, and it's asking for a minor third. we need to think of the key signature for G major, which is 1 sharp. So we're going to write a third above the G, and we're going to apply the key signature. Neither of those notes is F, so we don't have to worry about the sharp. So right now we have a major third. But we want a minor third, so we're going to need to lower that top pitch by a half step. It was already natural, so we're going to add a flat to the top note, and now we have G to B flat, which is a minor third. What we would not want to do is use the enharmonic of B flat, which is A sharp. Yes, that would sound the exact same if I played both of those. However, the one on the right is a second, so that is not possible. Okay, that is not a minor third. That's some strange second. The one on the left is what we want, G to B flat. So again, we follow the same process for the major and perfect. Once we get there to get a minor, we just lower the top note by a half step. And again, make sure you keep the same letter name, because if you don't, you'll change the interval and you will get it wrong.